Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail.
Algunos de ustedes se le acusa de ciertos delitos por los cuales a este juez no se le permite fijarle fianza, y esto es por ley.
In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will receive, or you will be informed of that date.
En este caso, una audiencia para pedir fianza sería programada ante un juez del Tribunal Superior del Condado de Clayton, y a usted se le informaría de cuándo sería esa fecha.
If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time.
Si actualmente usted está bajo libertad condicional, a este juez no se le permite fijarle fianza en estos momentos.
Whether bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest.
Si una fianza es apropiada en su caso, sería reconsiderada cuando el agente de libertad condicional haya tenido la oportunidad de tomar en consideración el nuevo arresto.
The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you.
El propósito de la audiencia preliminar es determinar si hay suficientes pruebas para sustentar las alegaciones en su contra.
The standard at this stage is very low.
Y los estándares en esta etapa son muy bajos.
A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime has occurred.
Para que un juez determine si un cargo va a proceder en esta etapa, solamente tiene que determinar que existe la posibilidad de que el delito fue cometido.
Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing.
Cada uno de ustedes tiene la habilidad de renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing.
Sin embargo, usted debe hablar con un abogado primero si usted no está seguro si es apropiado, si usted debe renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived.
Si usted paga su fianza, su audiencia preliminar se cancela automáticamente.
You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date.
Y usted va a recibir una notificación, la cual se le enviará a la dirección que usted dé de cuándo va a ser su próxima audiencia.
Finally, I need everyone to raise your right hand.
Finalmente, necesito que todos levanten su mano derecha.
Do you swear or affirm any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
¿Jura usted y afirma que cualquier declaración que usted dé durante este proceso va a ser la verdad, toda la verdad, nada más que la verdad? Lo jura ante Dios.
Okay, let's start with Mr. Robles on the men's side.
Señor Robles.
Stephen, tell him to come up to the front. And
Venga hacia el frente, señor Robles.
And unmute the camera, Stephen.
Okay.
Stephen, at the bottom left-hand corner with the mouse, there's a microphone. Hit that microphone.
Usted puede ver dónde usted puede apagar el micrófono.
Deputy Stephen, use the mouse to hit the bottom, unmute the camera. There you go.
Mr. Robles, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor Robles, ¿puede usted escuchar y entender a la intérprete?
Sí.
Yes.
Sir, you've been charged with one count of driving a vehicle without a valid license.
Señora, ¿usted se le acusa de un cargo de manejar un vehículo sin licencia de conducir válida?
The bond for this offense is automatically set at $1,000.
La fianza por este delito está fija automáticamente a $1,000.
Do you believe you can post this bond, sir?
¿Cree usted que puede pagar su fianza, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning.
Su audiencia preliminar va a estar fija para el día 18 de mayo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
This date will be waived upon your posting bond, and you will receive a new court date in the mail.
Esta fianza se cancela tan pronto usted pague su fianza y usted va a recibir un nuevo citatorio por correo.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
¿Quiere usted que yo vea si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you currently employed?
Actualmente, ¿está usted empleado?
Sí.
Yes.
Approximately how much do you make per month or per hour?
Aproximadamente, ¿cuánto gana usted por mes o por hora?
Por hora son 18.
¿Cuánto?
18 la hora.
No le escucho.
18. 18.
18. ¿Eso dijo 18?
18 la hora.
$18 an hour.
Okay, sir, you do qualify for the appointment of lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Señor, usted califica para que le nombre un abogado de oficio y yo le voy a nombrar un abogado para que lo represente. ¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí?
Si pago el bono y algo o cómo.
If I pay my bond today, am I going to be released or what?
Yes.
Sí.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Okay, señor, puede retirarse. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bermudez. Before I let you go, do we have anybody else that need the services of the interpreter?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Bermudez, you have a good weekend. Have a happy Easter.
Thank you, Judge. You too.
Deputy Stephen, just like you unmuted the microphone, mute it back for me.
What you said?
Unmute the microphone back, just like how you unmuted it for him to talk. Hit that same button. There you go. All right, Your Honor, the first one we're gonna have is Ms. Reed.
Okay.
She's a little bit dementia.
Okay.
So, take your time with her. All right. Stay right here. With your socks on. Come on. Take that way. Oh.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
You've been charged with one count of obstructing an officer and one count of battery, simple battery. You're going to have a total bond set at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
I already posted bond for that. The officer attacked me. I'm Tawada Brawley, aka.
You already posted. Just say you already posted bond.
I already posted bond.
Okay. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Is the lawyer Latif A. Reed available?
I'm sorry?
Is the lawyer Latif A. Reed available with $4,000 for that man or that dog, as they say?
I don't know who that is, ma'am.
Because I don't need any money.
No, he asking, do you want a lawyer or no?
No.
Okay. Ma'am, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 18th, that day to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Next is Ms. Hatchet. I'm kind of doing them out of order, just these two because they're in medical.
No, that's fine. I can adjust.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Miss Hatchet, you've been charged with 2 counts of battery, 1 count of simple battery. You're gonna have a total bond set at $12,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're gonna have a stay away provision placed on the bond to stay away from Melvin Thompson and Lillian Acevedo. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail.
Yes, sir.
Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay, ma'am, are you currently working?
No, sir.
All right. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your question?
I didn't hear how much you said it was, the bond.
Okay. Total bond is going to be $12,000.
200.
I'll tell you.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Yes, sir.
Next round is going to be Miss Alexander.
Okay. Miss Alexander, you've been charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle with a expired or invalid tag and 1 count of driving a vehicle on a suspended license. You're going to have a total bond set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning. The date to get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir. I already have one.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me, ma'am?
No, I do not.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Next is Miss Easton. Correction, Easton.
Good morning.
Good morning. Give me 1 second, ma'am. I'm sorry.
No problem.
In your honor, in reference to the one that you asked me about, they're going to be TOT. I'm going to find out where they're at for you.
Okay. Miss Eden, you've been charged with 1 count of trafficking in marijuana. I've set the bond at $15,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 19th, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
May 19th, no specific time yet?
I'm sorry, would you repeat that?
Yes, sir. You said May 19th, no specific time yet?
So it's set at May 19th at 8:30 in the morning, but upon your bonding out, that date will get reset and you will receive a court notice in the mail.
Gotcha. Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions, ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Next is Miss Holt.
Did Miss Gooden bond out?
She did, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And you are Miss Hoyt?
Great.
Okay, ma'am, It looks like you were arrested with two other individuals, and your bond amounts are going to be the same. You're charged with 6 offenses, and they're all drug-related offenses. Do you want me to tell you the bonds for each, or just tell you the total bond?
Just tell me the total, please.
Okay, the total bond is going to be $56,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 19th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you will receive a new court date in the mail. Do you plan on hiring your own attorney representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I would like for you to see if I qualify.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
The next is Miss Naja Thompson. No, how you say last name? What's your name? Johnson? Johnson. Yeah, my bad. I messed your name up. Miss Johnson. I tried. I butchered it.
Ms. Johnson, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of battery, and 1 count of cruelty to children, cruelty to a child less than 18 years old. You're going to have a total bond set at $20,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Okay. Yes.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 19th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
How much do you earn per hour or per month?
About $1,600 a month.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Next is Miss Matthews. Yeah, they should turn
on. Ma'am, you've been charged with 1 count of simple assault, 1 count of battery, and 1 count of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. You're going to have a total bond set at $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you do qualify for the appointment of lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir. Thank
okay,
you.
ma'am, you're free to go back.
Next is Miss Mara.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. You've been charged with 3 driving related offenses. Your total bond is going to be set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Can the bond be reduced?
These are set by schedule, which means that a group of judges have sat down and set automatic bonds. So I'm not inclined to change that. Just for your notification is $1,000 for the insurance, $500 for the obstruction or hindering display of license plate, and $500 for the suspension of motor vehicle registration.
I never
do you believe you can post that bond, man?
I've never registered my vehicle, but I can try to post a bond.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning. That day to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay, you're going to hire your own lawyer? Or you're going to represent yourself?
I'm going to think about it.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you don't have any questions, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Next is Ms. Smith.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ms. Smith. One count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The bond for this offense is set by schedule at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, did you fill out a form earlier?
I believe so, sir.
Okay. All right, let me check. Okay, I got it. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Will my lawyer be here to discuss the charges with me before the hearing?
Yes. So the hearing date that I set is one that's going to get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. And the arraignment for this, which will be your next hearing, is probably a couple months out. Okay.
I'm asking if my lawyer gets assigned to me, how fast would I be able to see them before out, or would that only be at my preliminary?
No. The law firm that's going to be assigned to your case is Lister, Lister, and Holt, Holt. That's a law firm here in Clayton County that handles the misdemeanor indigent defense cases. If you have not heard from a lawyer by next Tuesday, you can contact that law firm and tell them that they have been appointed to represent you and that you would like to speak to a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions, ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Next is Ms. Wiles.
Ma'am, you've been charged with one count of aggravated assault and one count of physical battery. I have denied the bond on the aggravated assault charge. I've set a bond on the battery charge. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for May 19th at 8:30 in the morning. I'm also setting a bond hearing date for May 21st at 8:30 in the morning. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Your Honor, did you ever look up that Joy Turner?
No, give me 1 second.
Okay.
And I will look her up right now.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a case number for Ms. Turner?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. Was she an add-on?
She was not. She came in today, 3 days ago, and she said she hasn't been to first appearance. So whenever I was in the dorm getting out the females I needed for first appearance today, she asked me about it, and I told her I asked you about it.
Okay. Trying to figure it out.
I just don't want her to be one of the ones that, we come back 5 days, 6 days later and try to figure out why they didn't come to first appearance.
No, I understand. Do you have an LE number for her?
It'll be 205-2477.
205-2477.
Yes, sir.
Joy Antoinette Turner.
That's her. Yes, sir.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to call over to the clerk's office for the sheriff's department. Because I don't have any paperwork on her.
Okay.
So I would need to have at least that paperwork due a first appearance for her, because I would need at least the charges before me so I can set bond on them.
Okay.
So would you hold on to Miss Turner? And I'm going to see if I can get a copy of her warrant. And at a minimum, that will allow me to assess what bond she should be provided. And this is Friday, so I'm not gonna put this over onto the people for the weekend. If that is okay with Miss Turner. Does she know what she's charged with?
Yeah, that by taking, she said it's apparently a failure to appear, because she said she never got a court date whenever she got charged with it, and her kids was homeless whenever they got caught with it, and it was, I guess, during the midst of the corona, so she never got a court date supposedly, so she got picked up on a failure to appear warrant for that charge that by taking.
Does she know if it was misdemeanor or felony?
She said it was misdemeanor.
Okay, so if she got picked up on a failure to appear, then technically she would have to go back before the judge that's assigned to that case. She wouldn't go through first appearance again for failure to appear, because the case is now theoretically assigned to a judge.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see if I can get into the state court system. Does she know what judge she was assigned to?
No. She said she doesn't. She said she doesn't know, because at the time, whenever she got charged with that, well, whenever she got charged, she never received a court date, and her children were homeless at that time. So she does not know any of that.
Did she have a lawyer?
Did you ever get a lawyer?
No. Nothing. I didn't know any of it.
I'm sorry, give me the LE number again.
The LE number is 2052-477.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to call over to the clerk's office.
Okay, Yana.
Okay, so I have information from Ms. Turner.
Okay.
She is here on a bench warrant, and she is on the list to go before Judge Spencer to deal with her failure to appear.
Okay.
So she's not here on new charges. She's
Right.
here on failure to appear before Judge Spencer.
Okay, I'm clear, sir. I'll let her know.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
You
sir.
have a good weekend.
Yes, sir. You as well. If you give me a minute, I'm doing the mails too, so I'm about to step across the hallway.
Okay.
Okay. Deputy Stephen, go ahead and start with Mr. Allen, Timothy Allen. And after Timothy Allen, Lawrence Augustine, he's gonna be next, and I should be over there.
All right.
So first is gonna be Timothy Allen, then next is Lauren Augustine, and I'll be over there.
Okay. Mr. Allen? Good morning, sir. You've been charged with 2 counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act and 1 count of driving on a suspended tag. You're going to have a total bond set at $10,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Possibly.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 19th at 8:30 in the morning because these are felony offenses. And that date will be waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, Mr. Allen. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Sure.
And are you Mr. Augustine?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The bond is automatically set at $1,500 for that. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
I was told by one of my family members that bond was posted last night, but nobody told me that.
Okay, so sometimes you get caught up in the middle because there's it's like a big ship. It's a lot of stuff that needs to get moving parts. So would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, I already have one.
You already have a lawyer? Okay, so there's a preliminary hearing date that's been automatically set for May 18th. And that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back.
It's about $100, man. I don't know who the next one is, sir.
Mr. Barber.
Mr. Barber.
Mr. Barber. Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of sexual battery, 1 count of simple battery. You're going to have a total bond set at $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
No.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Barber. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for, let me make sure. set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. I would encourage you to contact the bonding companies that are listed or authorized to post bonds here in Clayton County. I'm certain that they will work with you to assist you in bonding out. Do you have any questions of me, sir? Okay, you're free to go back.
Next is Mr. Black. Darius Black. Darius Black blinded out, Your Honor.
Okay.
Next is Mr. Bullet, Cedric. Who's Clay?
Mr. Bullock, you've been charged with 1 count of loitering or prowling and 1 count of obstructing an officer. You're going to have a total bond set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Jackson.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Nah.
Okay, you're going to represent yourself?
Well, you can see.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. If you choose to hire another lawyer, or if you choose to represent yourself, you just need to let the lawyer know so that they can be released from the case, okay? All right, you're free to go back. Are you Mr. Campbell?
No.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clay?
Yes.
Mr. Clay, you've been charged with 1 count of simple assault, 1 count of driving on a suspended license. You're going to have a total bond set at $4,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes.
There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Audrey Williams. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you have any questions of me?
No.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah.
All right, you do qualify, Mr. Clay. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Excuse me, quick question.
Yes, sir.
The person you said I got to stay away from, what if they don't want to bond me out?
So, Ms. Williams will not be allowed to bond you out. So you're going to have to make other arrangements for that.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions, sir?
No.
Okay, Mr. Clay, you're free to go back.
This is Mr. Campbell, y'all. Williams. Blessing Williams.
I'm sorry, tell me your name, sir.
Darcia Campbell.
Okay, Mr. Campbell, you've been charged with 1 count of obstructing an officer, 1 count of giving a false name, address, or date of birth, 1 count of driving on a suspended license, 1 count of driving with no license, and 1 count of having expired license plate or decal. Your total bond is going to be set at $6,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 18th, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay, you're going to hire your own lawyer, or you're going to represent yourself?
I'm going to bring my lawyer.
You're going to hire your own lawyer?
Yes, I have one.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Campbell?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go back.
Next is Mr. Corey Jackson.
Give me 1 second, Mr. Jackson. All right, Mr. Jackson. Similar to your 2 other co-defendants, you've been charged with several drug-related offenses, and I've set bond for all of these offenses. Your total bond is going to be $56,500. Do you believe you can post that bond? You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 19th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Jackson. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Oh, I should have one on the way, but that's fine too.
Okay, so Mr. Jackson, if you can hire your own lawyer, just make sure that you let the appointed lawyer know so that they can be discharged from the case. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
I just wanted to know, when can I be able to make the phone call to talk to my lawyer?
So after this proceeding, you're going to be allowed to use the phones, and I can't tell you like the exact time because the sheriff's department operates on their own internal procedures, but you will be able to use the phone. Okay. Anything else, sir? All right, you're free to go back, Mr. Jackson.
Next is Mr. Dwayne Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, you've been charged with several offenses. Conspiracy to defraud the state of Georgia. Bond is going to be set at $5,000 for that. Driving on a suspended license. The bond is set at $1,500 for that. Driving without a license. The bond is set at $1,000. Improper U-turn, the bond is set at $500. It looks like it's saying that there is altered identification on the vehicle. The bond is going to be set at $500 for that. And theft by receiving stolen property.
I was scared of you. Someone sold me that vehicle, and I was paid my money, and I had the title for it, everything. I was literally scammed. I paid my honest working cash for that car. And the person who sold it to me didn't discuss any of that. So I feel like I'm a victim in this case. I mean,
so at this point, Mr. Jackson, these are mere allegations against you.
Okay.
I hope that you have kept up with your correspondence and paperwork as it relates to this. Because that will be the thing that will, based upon what you've told me, will most likely have the majority of these charges dismissed. You know, the suspended license or the no license, improper U-turn, those are things that are not related to the sale of this vehicle, but the other items should allow you to be able to have these charges dismissed. Now, yes, sir. I'm listening.
I'm not sure if the title is obviously probably fake, but I have the title at home, you know. So I feel like I'm a victim in this case because I spent my honest money, you know, and I didn't even know the car was stolen. None of that. I don't know how to change the VIN number. I don't know none of that, Your Honor.
Did you take this this information to the tag office to have the vehicle changed over to your name?
That I haven't had. I was on the way to do that literally this week, Your Honor. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm sure the tag office probably would have let me know if it was legit or not, you know?
Yes, they would have. So you should be aware that there's a time element as it relates to purchasing a vehicle and having it registered in your name. And if you are in that period of time of having that that situation happen, this totally could be something that could be a defense to your case. But if you bought the vehicle 3 months ago and then you're like, well, I was trying to go and get it title, that may not work out well for you. Okay, so you're going to have a total bond that's going to be set at $13,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I have that cash at my house.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for May 19th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, you can now, but in the near future, I will hire my own attorneys. But as for now, yes, I would appreciate that.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Jackson. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you, and I would encourage you to get the paperwork and timeline kind of nailed down as it relates to this vehicle. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, Your Honor. Other than I know I have a hold. I think I have a probation hold out of Illinois. So if I post bond, do they have 72 hours to come give me, or how does that go? I'm not sure.
It's not 72 hours. If you have a hold out of Illinois, it will most likely be in your best interest to hire a lawyer up in Illinois so that you can post a bond up there and get out.
I didn't know I could do that.
Well, yes, you can, because so Clayton County, once you post a bond here, Clayton County is holding you for someone else, and they're not gonna just hold you forever. Okay. It's up to 60 days on a fugitive warrant. So if you pay for your bond up there, get a bond and post it up there, Illinois, they will not have to expend the money to send someone down here to get you.
Only thing is, it's a probation violation. See, so that might be the trick to that, you know.
And it may be, and it depends upon the offense, but most likely, if you're acting in good faith, they'll allow you to post the bond up there so that they'll lift the hold and you can get out and deal with it.
That's all.
Okay. All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Next is Mr. Long.
Mr. Long, you're charged with 1 count of theft by deception. The bond has been set by schedule at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
I believe I can.
Okay, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Long. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir? I'm sorry, did you say no?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Long, you're free to go back.
Next is Mr. Lewis Raymond.
Mr. Lewis, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass and 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. You're going to have a total bond set at $6,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir? I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The possession of the controlled substance is a felony, so you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 19th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I have one question. I have a jaywalking citation. Let him finish going through this.
Okay, would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? All right, you do qualify, Mr. Lewis. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, what is this about this jaywalking citation?
I got it on Terra Boulevard. It was probably about maybe 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago, and I was supposed to have the court date set for May 20th of this year. And I was just wondering, would that hinder me from bonding out as well?
No, it will not. Well, you said May 20th?
Yes, sir.
No, that will not prohibit you from bonding out. Is that in Clayton County also?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it will not.
Okay.
All right, you're free to go back, sir.
Next is Mr. Mikey Zion. Zion.
Okay. Okay, sir. I do not have a warrant for you, but you are Dion Obet Mackie Zion?
Yes.
All right, sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle with no license. The bond is set at $500 for that. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes. I've already paid the bond. I paid a total of $670 at 4 a.m.
Okay, so that explains it. So deputy on my side, he's essentially listed as OTB because I don't have the warrant. I got an order for bond, and I have his CAA form.
Yes, sir.
And this is one of those offenses that is set by schedule. So, Mr. Zion, what has basically happened is that there's like it takes a long time to gather everybody together. So it looks like you sort of slipped through into the first appearance, even though your bond has been posted. So you're going to go back, sir, and pretty soon they're going to tell you your bond has been posted and you will be released. Okay? All right. You're free to go back, sir.
Next is Mr. McCullough.
Mr. McCullough, you've been charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, 1 count of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, and 1 count of possession of drug-related objects. You're going to have a total bond set at $8,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for May 19th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? All right, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go back.
Next is Mr. Norman.
Mr. Norman, you've been charged with 1 count of simple battery. The bond is going to be set at $4,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Brittany Nicole Harris. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 18th, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
All right, you do qualify, Mr. Norman. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Next is Mr. O'Kelly.
Mr. O'Kelly, you have also been charged with the same offenses as your other 2 co-defendants, and your bond is going to be similar or the same as theirs. Your bond is going to be set at $56,500. $500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Your Honor, could you please run off the price of each charge, please?
You want to know what each charge is? Okay. So there are 3 violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act charges, and they're all felony offenses. One is possession of more than an ounce of marijuana, possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute, possession of a firearm during, by a convicted felon, possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, possession of drug-related objects, and that's the misdemeanor. That's the $1,500. And then cultivating or growing marijuana. So those are the offenses that you're charged with.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 19th at 8:30 in the morning. That day to get waived upon your bonding out. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Please. Yes, please.
Okay. Are you currently working, Mr. O'Kelly?
Don't know yet.
Okay. So you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Are there any more questions you have of me, Mr. O'Kelly? Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Next is Mr. Okoro.
Mr. Okoro, you're charged with 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act and 1 count of use or possession of drug-related objects. I've set the bond at $11,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 19th at 8:30 in the morning. That day to get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you currently working, sir?
No, sir.
All right. You do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Next is Mr. Paul. Next is Mr. Terrell.
Okay. Mr. Terrell, you're charged with 1 count of family violence battery. The bond is going to be set at $5,000 for that. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Hope so.
Okay. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a brandy pageant. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, sir, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Good. Next is Mr. Williams. Maceo.
Mr. Williams, you've been charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle on a suspended license. The bond for that is set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir? You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 18th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Williams. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Last one is Mr. Sean Francis. He's a fugitive.
I'm sorry, tell me your name again, sir.
Francis.
Okay. Sir, you are here on what's called a fugitive from justice warrant. And what that means is that you have all of the same rights that I indicated before, but you don't have charges currently pending here in Clayton County against you.
Sir.
The allegation is that there is a warrant for your arrest from the Lancaster Sheriff's Department in Pennsylvania for burglary. And I'm sorry, my vision, I'm getting old. My vision is going bad. I got to lift my glasses up to read some of this stuff. Pennsylvania has told the Sheriff's Department here that it is their intent to extradite you, meaning bring you back to Pennsylvania to face these charges. You have the right to demand a hearing wherein a judge here in Clayton County will determine whether you are Sean Anthony Francis and whether the charge that they have alleged against you is actually a charge, a criminal charge. We're not here to determine whether you're guilty or innocent of these charges. We're just here to determine that the right person has been named and that there are charges that are pending that are valid charges, meaning that it's a criminal offense in Pennsylvania. You can demand a hearing, and sometime within the next 30 days, there will be a hearing here. And the judge is, whomever judge will sit on that hearing, their job is to determine whether you are the person named and whether there is actually a valid charge pending. And if the judge determines that, they will sign the warrant, and then Pennsylvania will have up to 60 days to come and get you. If you believe that you are the person named in the warrant and that there are charges pending against you in Pennsylvania, you can waive the right to that hearing. And that starts the clock today for Pennsylvania to come get you. And at the end of the 60 days, if Pennsylvania does not come and get you, then it's possible that you will be released by the sheriff here. But it's not a dismissal of the warrant. So you can walk out the door, 5 minutes later, you're encountered by another police officer. They run your information. There's still a valid warrant pending, and you can go right back to jail. So my job is to kind of explain this process to you and make sure that you understand so that you can tell me whether you want to have your extradition hearing or you want to waive the hearing. Have you had an opportunity to think about this?
Yes, I am Sean Francis, and I was charged with burglary in Lancaster County.
Okay, so do you want to waive the hearing to make that threshold determination?
I want to waive that hearing and get extradited.
Okay, so the deputies will give you paperwork to sign, and then they will send that over to me today, and then I will sign it, and then the clock will begin to run. Is there any questions? Are there any questions that you have about this?
No, sir.
Okay, so once you sign the paperwork, the deputies will send it over to me, and then you will be free to go back.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
You're welcome. I received the indication that Mr. Ochoa was going to be added onto this calendar. Do you know his status? He was in the hospital the past 2 days.
That's the one that you told me about. He's still in the hospital, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there any kind of do you have any information as to his condition?
No, sir, but I can get it to you and email you and give you an update on it if you like.
Okay, please do that, because he was on death by shoplifting and obstructing an officer. Okay. And these are bondable offenses. And I don't know, I'm assuming that there's someone there at the hospital from the sheriff's department there. And if he can be granted a bond and relieve that the duty of having to sit there. I would prefer to do that, but I will leave it to you guys to make that determination.
Okay, yes, sir. I'll definitely get in contact, try to get this update for you, and I'll have if not myself, the clerk that works with us in the courts courts, I'll have her or myself email you the update of this condition. And
okay. That's fine. Have a good weekend. Thank you for your assistance.
Sir, and that's Brad.Gardner@ClaytonCountyGA.gov.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. You have a good weekend as well.
Okay.